What is up, guys? It is the Sound Alchemist, and I'm here with
Gershwin.
And welcome back to another interesting episode of For the Greater.
This is a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewer. If you have a question for us, comment down below. Put question in front of your question because we get to those questions first. And this question was left by Dylan Hernandez. He asks, is Event Horizon a part of 40K universe? No. But it's a close representation of what the 40K universe would be like. I even think that the writers or the director or whoever was building or creating this film was inspired by Warhammer. Don't quote me on that, though. I could just be lying.
A lot of it seems really, really spot on to like the 40K universe.
And from the warp, from the portal, from like voices speaking to you, it's very 40K. Just recently, there was a movie, or I guess I should say, it's a Netflix original.
Yeah.
What's it called?
It was like Love, War, and Robots. Yeah.
And the very first episode is kind of the same thing as Event Horizon, where people go into sleep, they wake up, and then they realize, spoiler alert. They wake up and then they realize that they're in the warp and they have been taken over by some type of chaos entity, and you should just check it out. It's on Netflix.
It's basically a whole bunch of like short animations, movies that relate to love, war, and robots.
Yeah.
And like sci-fi and all that stuff. It's really, really good.
One day we will get a full-on like 40K movie. Next question.
This one is by Eustace. If the Emperor dies, is there any Primarch who can call dibs on his cool chair that feeds on dead souls?
Magnus.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what that would be really cool if Magnus came, killed the Emperor, took his throne, and then all of a sudden Terra became like his demon world. Next question comes from Brandy Hickman. Can people travel through alternative universes within the warp? No, they can't. There is a ordo within the Inquisition. So there's like an organization within the Inquisition that deals with everything that has to do with time manipulation inside the warp. And you said alternative reality, so I'm guessing that you mean like a reality where the Emperor never died or stuff like that. And I think that's what the Inquisition is, that ordo of the Inquisition is there to figure out. Unfortunately, they've gone missing. Probably gone back in time or in the future. But yeah, it does exist in 40K as long as you're speaking of time travel. If you're speaking about going into another dimension, like Rick and Morty, no.
Yeah, like an alternate universe and stuff like that.
Well, no, then yes.
Well,
kind of. It's complicated.
Yes. Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yes. No.
Next question.
Damian Henderson. How come we've only seen Gene Stealer hybrids that are humans? Shouldn't there be like Tau Gene Stealer hybrids, Eldar Gene Stealer hybrids, etc.?
Let GW breathe. They're getting to it.
3 feet, no pressure.
But yes, in the lore there are Orc hybrids and then there are Eldar hybrids. So they exist.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much wherever a Gene Stealer cult needs to infiltrate, there will be hybrids.
Mm-hmm. Except Necrons.
Well, yeah.
Because they don't got buttholes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next question.
Gilm. What armies do you guys play and collect? You must be a new subscriber.
Welcome to One Mind Syndicate. Go for it.
So we've got a playlist where I've got all my army show lists and like you can see all the models and everything. But the quick answer is Tau, Space Marines, Chaos Space Marines.
The Chaos Space Marines are special. No, the Space Marines are special because
they are my own fan lore. Like I've made my own fan chapter, the Primarch behind it, the lore behind it, and also the Chaos are a splinter off of that.
Called the Celestial Sons It's a really good story.
I've got a playlist on the lore behind it. The official lore is now 4 parts in, so check it out. I think it's the best stuff that I can come up with, because I make a draft, I read it, I hate it, I start over, and it just continues.
Yeah, I collect Imperial Fists, Skitarii, and Orcs. My Orcs is my biggest army, and it's really the only one that I play. The others are just in boxes.
Except the ones you see back there.
Yeah, the few Skitarii that you see back there. Next question comes from Eustace Bangs! If the Emperor dies, is there any Primarch... Oh. I just want to say Eustace Bangs.
I was going to wait to see if you were not going to notice that.
No, I didn't. Alright.
Caio Hernandez. What is the biggest orc ever recorded in the 40K universe?
As of now, I think it's the Beast.
Mm-hmm. Was it the Ulanor?
Yes.
In that sector, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Which Olenor is supposedly Armageddon.
Mm-hmm.
So, next question comes from Lone Goat 81. Do you think the Tyranids will get to a new unit based off of eating Primaris?
Maybe. I mean, if anything, they'll just become like beefier, tougher.
Yeah.
This one's by Damien Hernandez. Since the Grey Knights were created after the heresy, does this mean that there are no and will never be any Primaris Grey Knights? Since Gilliman and Call didn't know of their existence.
So they weren't created. They were created during the Horus Heresy, right? Or no, before the Horus Heresy, right before the outbreak.
Yeah, right before.
So this Call, no, yeah, he has to have.
Mm-hmm. He should know. But I mean, now the Space Marines or Gilliman was fighting alongside the Grey Knights, so he knows of their existence.
Yeah, so he might just be like, "Hey,
can I spit on you real quick?"
They're into that kind of stuff. Next question comes from
Beelzebub. Do you guys have swag?
Don't ever say that again. That's gross. I gotta go shower. Next question. Garth Dewberry. If you guys can make any armor, what would it be? Armor that keeps me alive forever, doesn't make me feel pain, and does everything that Nurgle would give me, minus the small holes.
You're just one big hole.
Yeah. What about you?
Armor that would give me all the knowledge of Zeech, except the going crazy part.
Yeah, that's good.
So I'm just a big brain.
Next one.
Ooh. Mercenary asks, who would win in a 1v1 fight between a 40k orc and a World of Warcraft orc?
40k orc.
Did you see the movie,
Mm-hmm.
Warcraft?
Yep. And they're very human.
Yeah, very human.
And orc doesn't care about his hand getting chopped off. He just wants to tear his head off. So I'll give it to the orc.
Mm-hmm.
Not the orc. Hi, Marshal Helmbrecht. Did a demon kill Horus and take over his body? And did the Emperor actually just fight a demon? No.
No.
Yeah, no. And you're asking that because of the demon blade thing, but it was given to Fulgrim, so yeah, no. Next question.
Varanus Buyo. How many Marines, and or what specific type of Marine, such as chaplain, scout, etc., are needed to revive or sustain a chapter at its very minimum? So I think you're asking if a chapter gets wiped out and there's only a few remaining Marines, like what's the minimum needed to repopulate the chapter?
1.
Yeah. As long as you got Gene Seed, it can be done.
Yep. Next question comes from Jupsun04. How do a pack of orcs get new orcs?
You said a pack of orcs. I thought like a pack of gum.
Yeah.
Like little orcs. Do that again?
So my expertise on orcs comes in So when you kill an orc and then he shoots out his spores, it is estimated that within a week, the mob of boys the mob of boys will double in size. So you'll have 2 mobs.
It's not just one bigger mob, it's
no,
2.
2 mobs. And then it just keeps going until you're mob deep, and then a WAAAGH begins. 2 weeks.
Did you read this one?
No, that's a bold shirt. No. What was wrong with my shirt last week? It was purple.
That's a bold shirt.
Because it's purple.
Oh, man.
You guys are crazy. Next question comes from Squiggly Lines. Does an obese person with diabetes worship Nurgle or Slaanesh?
Yes.
Well, it's excess, right?
Mm-hmm. Both. Well, because eating gives them pleasure.
Mm-hmm. So Slaanesh.
But they have diabetes.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess bless their soul.
Yeah, bless their soul.
But who's blessing it? Slaanesh or Nurgle?
Both.
There can only be one.
No, it can't be Nurgle, because Nurgle wouldn't allow him to feel pain, and they feel pain. Right? Obese people feel pain.
Do I feel pain?
Yeah. Yeah, the answer is Slaanesh. Maybe. Next one.
Joe Snyder. Has any human of the Imperium tried to unify the different species of 40K universes into a collection like the or something similar?
Yeah, there was.
The Cabal, is that what he's talking about?
No, I think he's just talking about like a ancient civilization that was there during like the Dark Age of technology or the Age of Strife that tried to unify different Xenos. And yes, there was. Were they the Interrex? They might have been the Interrex, but they became more cybernetic than human, and then they like allied themselves with Xenos. Last question.
Oh, this one's by Henry Bayman. Do they use the imperial or metric system in 40K?
I'm hoping the Imperial, because it's the one I know. And I mean, we measure everything in inches. Right?
Yeah, that's true.
Last question comes from Stilgard2. If you guys ran GW, what are the first changes you would make for 9th edition? I'd stop Gretchen from tying up Land Raiders in combat. Nope. Gretchen needs buffs. They do not need nerfs.
That is, I mean, if you're going off of like the logical sense, 40K wouldn't exist. Like, how can a Gretchen take out like a Primarch? Or like, how can a mob of boys kill Gilliman? Like, that shouldn't be a thing, but gameplay wise, it's a thing.
I always imagined it like Star Wars Battlefront, where like the Jedi never actually died. He would just be like, I'm wounded, and then he'll like take a knee, and then he'll disappear. And I feel like that's what it is. It's like Gilliman's like, oh shit, I'm hurt, and then he teleports to his battleship.
Damn Nurglings.
Yeah. Yeah.
What would you change? we didn't get there yet.
I would make the orcs more. I would bring the orcs back to being better at close combat than shooting, because right now Bad Moon's tactics is the way to go.
Yeah, I'd bring back the old prices. It'd be nice, freaking not spending an arm and a leg for like a unit.
I would also really invest in 3D printing. It's kind of like Hero Forge does. Mm-hmm. It would be cool to go on a website like Hero Forge and custom build your own warlord.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah, or custom build, a Tau warrior.
It doesn't even have to be custom. Just give us all the options available and have us like make it.
Make it, yeah. I would pay $50 for my own warlord.
Saves you the discomfort of driving out to a GW, because there's barely any like that's considered nearby for most people.
Yeah. So do it, GW. What we said. 9th edition Hero Forge collaboration. You're already collaborating with With's Kid and
Bandai.
And those were the questions for today. If you guys have more questions for us, comment down below. We do this every single day, 4 days a week, so that's not every single day. I'm tired. We have a Patreon. Did I already say that?
No, we have a Patreon, a Twitter, a Facebook.
Link in the description.
Instagram.
Gersh 1.
Sound Alchemist.
Out.
In.
Always used to put my freedom first in any situation.